Finding the right therapist can be difficult. Here's what you can do to find the right one. As the director of mental health at Beyond, here's what I do to help people find the right therapist. The first thing to do is ask someone you trust. If you have a friend who's been in therapy and you feel like they've made amazing strides, ask them to ask their therapist if they have anyone to refer you to. Now, likely their therapist won't see you because you're friends, which makes them an even better therapist for knowing that boundary. But just ask your friend, see if they can help. If you have a primary care physician, ask them who they normally send people to for therapy. Typically, primary care physicians have a list of therapists that their patients have had success with. Another thing you might want to do is check your insurance. So insurance companies also keep lists of who their in-network and out-of-network providers are. An in-network therapist is someone who's contracted by your insurance company, so it's likely going to cost you a bit less to use an in-network provider. An out-of-network provider is someone who is not contracted with your insurance company, but oftentimes, and this is an important thing to know, your insurance company will still pay for your therapy. It might not be at the same level or rate that they would pay with an in-network provider, but that doesn't mean that they won't cover your therapy. So if you have a therapist that you've called that is out of network that you feel like would be a good fit, call your insurance company, check with them, see what they have to say. It might still be a good idea to move forward with the person who you connect with. When you're trying to find the right therapist, it's important for you to understand what you're dealing with. Are you dealing with anxiety or a phobia? Are you dealing with long-standing relationship issues? Is this an issue between you and your partner that might require couples therapy? Do you need long-term treatment, short-term treatment? Are you using substances maybe more than you should be? So you'll need to look for a substance abuse counselor. There are many different therapists that fit different specialty areas, and it's important for you to understand what you're bringing forth. Oftentimes, people will just say, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, but within those groups are many different subgroups that could make a difference in terms of who the best fit for you would be. Give it a few sessions. Just because you don't click with the person in the very first session doesn't mean it's not the right fit. Be willing to give yourself 2 to 3 sessions to get to know the person and for them to get to know you. It is important that you feel safe and comfortable with them. So once in a while in the first session, you might know this is absolutely not the right person for me. But more often than not, if you allow yourself a little bit of time for you to get comfortable, for you to be vulnerable, and for them to get to know you, it will feel like the right fit. If it's not the right fit, tell the therapist. Don't just ghost them. And here's why. Because when you tell your therapist, hey, I really liked that you did X, Y, and Z, but maybe you weren't listening closely enough to me. Or I really didn't like the way you ended the session when you cut me off. Those are very important things to share because what we know about the therapeutic relationship is that it often mirrors other relationships in your life. So if you're having an issue in the therapeutic relationship, at any point, talk to your therapist about it. Those can be the most meaningful, growth-promoting moments of all the work you do together. Trying to find the exact modality that's right for you. Should it be cognitive behavioral therapy or trauma-informed therapy? Doesn't always matter as much as the relationship between you and your therapist. What we know as therapists is that the biggest component to healing is the relationship you have with your patient. So make sure that you feel safe, you feel heard, and you feel like you can be vulnerable with this person. And that is how you will begin to heal. I do my best to respond to all comments, so let me know below what you found as obstacles in trying to find the right therapist.